Well, people, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men and women of YouTubes and the interwebs, I told you that I was going to be back. I told you I was going to be back for this month of transfer drama and sagas as it unfolds. And would you believe it? Tonight, live and exclusive, we have just had a major announcement. The first really big announcement, obviously not for Real Madrid, but in general for the Premier League, has actually just happened. It's going to be a crazy month. It kicks off here with what I have to say is actually a fantastically exciting deal. We have got a player who has looked up to his idol since he was about 5-6 years old. He has worn the number 10 on his back for the last 6-7 years at Chelsea because he is such a fan of Zinedine Zidane. And now he gets to work with the legend, the icon, the man himself, as this complete transformation of Real Madrid takes place right in front of our eyes. Their fourth or fifth signing this window alone, 220 odd million spent already, and it's about to get a whole lot more interesting. I hope you're ready. This is for the ones who care. What's going on, people? Welcome back to another video. My name is hughwizzy and you're watching 90 More, back again as Real Madrid officially confirm they have signed Eden Hazard. We are getting tweets coming through live and exclusive. Here we go. Welcome, Eden Hazard. This is the GIF/video that Real Madrid have just released. Here's the official statement from Real saying Real Madrid and Chelsea have agreed to the transfer of the player Eden Hazard. The player remains linked to the club during the next 5 seasons until June the 30th, 2024. 5-year deal then. Eden Hazard will be presented as a new player of Real Madrid on Thursday, June the 13th at the Santiago Bernabeu Stadium after passing the relevant medical. Basically, he's got to do a medical and then it is all signed, sealed and delivered. Huge deal this. Absolutely phenomenal money being talked about. Reports are coming in thick and fast that Hazard will be doubling his wages at Real Madrid, and the deal is worth up to and including £130 million. Now, whether or not they're going to end up paying anything near that depends on whether Hazard can actually achieve greatness at Real Madrid or extend his legacy and become a Galactico that they talk about for years. He's got a lot to do. We're talking about La Liga titles, Champions League titles, Ballon d'Or titles for Chelsea to really cash in on that £42 million potential add-ons. It's an initial £88 million fee up front. And a lot of the papers are saying that Hazard will be doubling his wages from 200 grand a week that he's on now at Chelsea to £400,000 a week at Real Madrid, making him one of the highest paid players at the club. The basic fee, they're saying between 88 and 100 million pounds. I have heard 100 million euros quoted. Officially a done deal then, Hazard to Real Madrid. They have actually been selling his shirt in the club shop in Barcelona airport, which I find very interesting indeed. It's number 7 as well. Obviously, Modric has the number 10 at Real Madrid as it stands. But it's a massive deal. Will Chelsea actually end up being able to spend any of the money that they're receiving here? The transfer ban is still intact. It's going to be very interesting to see how Chelsea work around this, because obviously they're getting a lot of money, but how much of it can they spend? Potentially a transfer ban, unless the appeal is successful. Hazard leaving Chelsea after 7 years. He's won 2 Premier League titles. He's won 1 FA Cup, 1 League Cup and 2 Europa League trophies as well. Obviously the last one, that 4-1 victory against Arsenal. And we are going to miss him from the Premier League. Make no mistake about it. He is an absolutely world-class player. Possibly, debatably, arguably the best in the Premier League for quite some time. I did think that he turned it on and off when he wanted, but there is no denying that he's an exceptional talent who has the ability to change games on his own, to grab the game by the scruff of the neck and to create moments of absolute footballing brilliance with more agility and balance, control and just skills than most players will ever come close to in their lifetimes. Absolutely fantastic player, and Real Madrid may well have the intention of making him more integral than they have with Gareth Bale, and that is where we're going to go to next, because this obviously spells the end for Gareth Bale, or at least these are worrying times for the Welshman. We're not really sure how he fits in right now. I remember when Chelsea first signed him, Arsenal were in for him as well. Arsenal actually ended up getting Gervinho, joined the club from Lille in 2012. and last season became just the 4th player to get 15 goals and 15 assists in a Premier League season. There's no denying that he's going to add a lot of firepower to Real Madrid. Very interesting to see what they do next. They've spent 220 million already, and it doesn't look like it's going to be stopping there. I have heard that Ferland Mendy from Lyon has been heavily linked with the club, and they're lining up that left back to be another attacking threat. And it looks to be a very attractive side that Zinedine Zidane is putting together. I also hear that they're very interested in signing a certain French striker, but we will let the transfer window do its thing before we get overly excited about that. They've obviously just signed Jovic from Frankfurt for £62 million, and they're looking at Christian Eriksen, Paul Pogba, and a whole host of other incredibly talented players. Chelsea obviously were resigned to losing Hazard after he'd rejected all offers of a contract extension, and they have cashed in here. I don't know how they're going to replace him, especially if this transfer ban does actually hold up, but they're going to have to do a lot of thinking. A lot of goals and assists. The outball. The inspirational leader of the side. And Chelsea themselves are involved in a whole host of other rumours that are going around about right now. Marcos Alonso being linked to Atletico Madrid. It's very interesting that Real Madrid have decided to just pay the money. They could have waited another season for his contract to run down completely. If you remember, Alexis Sanchez was very close to joining Manchester City and also Manchester United with a year left on his contract, and they turned down paying the 40-odd, 50-odd million pounds for him, with a view to signing him for free. Obviously that worked out slightly differently, but very interesting to see it all playing out like this, and Chelsea are going to have major problems, especially if their appeal for that transfer ban is not lifted. I'm not sure that it will happen in time, especially with the way that Atletico's happened in 2017, but they have been told that if they try and delay this ban, they may well end up getting a 3-season ban. So it's a very stressful time, I'm sure, for Chelsea fans in general. Maurizio Sarri's future is certainly not engraved in stone yet. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there. Although they have got themselves Champions League football, and that is something to look forward to. The whole transfer window going on kind of around them with this kind of vulnerability of having your best players taken off you and not being able to reinvest that money into the squad has got to be making fans slightly nervous. Very exciting deal though. Eden Hazard moving to Real Madrid. £88 million fee up front, €100 million with a 42 million pounds add-on fees. Sensational stuff. Official unveiling on Thursday, June the 13th of Real Madrid's biggest signing, really, since Gareth Bale in 2013. Absolutely huge deal this is. And I do wonder what is going to happen to Bale. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below on this whole transfer saga in general, and where you think, if they can, Chelsea should reinvest that money. Who should they be looking to replace Eden Hazard? Is Christian Pulisic going to be enough? He certainly plays in a similar position, but having been kind of ousted by Jadon Sancho at Dortmund, you have to wonder if he's going to be of the level of an Eden Hazard or anywhere close to him. Obviously, Real Madrid are very busy and active in the transfer market, having already signed Luka Jovic, Eder Militao, Rodrigo, and now Eden Hazard. I've also heard that Zidane is very interested in Manchester United's Paul Pogba. I don't know how much truth there is to that, but it's a complete overhaul of this Real Madrid Galactico side. Their first Galactico signing since 2013, and Gareth Bale. What does the future hold for Gareth Bale? We are sure to find out very shortly. And this transfer window is certainly not finished for Real Madrid. If rumours are to be believed, they are actually going to go bigger than they possibly ever have before. As for Eden Hazard, 300 appearances for the club, 2 Premier League titles, 2 Europa Leagues, 1 FA Cup and a League Cup. It's not been a bad 7 years for the Belgian, who is off to embark on his new journey at Real Madrid. Very exciting times for all Real Madrid fans and football fans in general. We now get to see Eden Hazard playing under Zinedine Zidane, and I myself am very excited to see how he does in La Liga. What kind of numbers can he actually pull up? How different is that league to the Premier League? Going to be very interesting what kind of immediate impact the guy can make. We know he's a top quality player, but to work under Zidane with what should be a stronger side than we've seen at Real Madrid for a couple of seasons now, it's got to be exciting. We'll be doing more transfer videos as and when the news happens. But for now, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe if you're new, and drop the video a damn like if you breathe oxygen. For now, though, I've been hughwizzy, and this has been a lot of fun. Peace.